My resolution for 2021 is to get better at accepting what I can control and stop worrying and stressing about things that I can't.
2021, I resolve that I will lose 10 pounds, publish a peer-reviewed scientific paper, and get a haircut.
My resolution for 2021 is to continue supporting health system strengthening in Balochistan and to start working on a state-of-the-art hospital.
My New Year's resolution is to do more random acts of kindness and to write down something that I'm grateful for every day.
My 2021 resolution is becoming more and more myself and building new experiences. I wish you the same.
My New Year's resolution is to love myself more and give myself more grace, as well as love others more and give them more grace.
Well, that's a pretty good one. Some ambitious resolutions there. Let's speak to Peter Kinderman, a professor of clinical psychology at the University of Liverpool in the UK. Professor Kinderman, good to speak with you. So we heard some pretty ambitious resolutions there, but after the year we've just had, there's going to be some different ones, I would imagine, this January.
I guess so, yes, and good to be with you. I guess this has been a very difficult time across the world for many people, and it's, I hope, helped people realise that some of the fundamental things, relationships, trust, love, companionship, are the things that we should be working for. So I think that this year, perhaps a little bit less achievement focused, a little bit less possessions focused, and maybe a little bit more communication focused this year. But also, you know, we need to make sure that our ambitions for resolutions are manageable. We shouldn't overplay our hand, I think.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Rather than setting lofty goals that you're never going to achieve and give up on the 20th of January, you should set stuff that you can actually try and achieve. And I like the idea of getting back to fundamentals. All of us being stuck in the house, I've learned to pick up the phone and call my friends, which has been novel.
For a communicator, maybe. Yeah, one of your correspondents in that package talked about I don't want to single him out because his ambitions were fine, but he talked about getting a scientific paper published. Well, of course, that depends on other people. I mean, he can do the best job in the world of writing the paper. Whether it gets published or not depends on other people. And especially this year, there are a lot of external constraints on our behaviour. So if we think about things that we've been struggling to achieve within ourselves for many years and have been unable to achieve them, you know, it's nice to suggest that increased willpower will suddenly break us free from all of those constraints and allow us to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. But in reality, if the same constraints are out there in the world, then the chances of success are just as limited as before. And that has the added disadvantage that if we then make a strong resolution and we tell all of our friends and then fail, maybe we'll feel worse than before. So perhaps we need to keep our New Year's resolutions achievable, and perhaps also we need to make the equivalent of New Year's resolutions all through the year.
Well, Professor Kinderman, you're an august professor, a thinker in the way that the human mind works. Do you even bother making resolutions?
Oh, yes, yes.
And what did you go for?
Well, first of all, I make resolutions and I expect not to be able to achieve them. And the resolution I made 4 days ago, I failed to live up to only this morning. So one of the resolutions I made was to not mansplain anymore, not to take over and explain to women how the world works. And of course, I explained something to one of my female colleagues this morning on Twitter, and she promptly corrected me by pointing out that she Eddie, thank you. So we try, but we fail. That's the human condition.
Absolutely. Well, that's a difficult one sometimes. You're a professor. I'm sure you've got a lot to say. So what advice would you give to other people making their resolutions now? I didn't actually set any. I just think I want to try and be as good a father, because I just had a new baby, as I can be, and that's about it. It's not much of a resolution. It's probably all I can do.
No, that's probably the most important thing you can do in the world, isn't it, really? I think to be a good father is perfect. So I congratulate you on that. And I think the idea of being a good father rather than being the best father in the world, or never losing your temper, or always being there. So keeping our resolutions achievable and sensible and grounded, and, you know, expect to fail. So, you know, there will be times when you, as a father, wake up at 3 a.m. and it's really difficult to be patient and kind and caring, and that will be a pressure on you. What we can do is expect to do our best to achieve the things that we want to achieve, but do be realistic that we won't always succeed all of the time, and being good enough is good enough.
I'll try and be good, and those 3 a.m. wake-ups are not easy, Professor Kinderman, I can tell you that much. Thank you very much for that. Now, of course, there will be all of our main news on